Floyd Mayweather, the man who turned boxing into a billion-dollar business. Undefeated in the ring, polarizing outside of it. From a childhood of struggle to becoming Money Mayweather, his story is one of talent, controversy, and unmatched discipline. But beneath the glitz and glamour lies a legacy both revered and criticized. This is the untold story of Floyd Mayweather. The rise, the reign, and the reality. On February 24, 1977, Floyd Mayweather was born in Grand Rapids, Michigan. From the moment he entered the world, it was clear that his life would be defined by challenges. Growing up in a family steeped in boxing tradition, Floyd's father was a professional fighter, and his uncle, Roger Mayweather, was a two-time world champion. But despite the boxing lineage, life for young Floyd was anything but easy. The Mayweather family lived in a rough neighborhood, where poverty was a constant companion. Floyd's father, though a fighter, was often absent, consumed by his own career and struggles. His mother, Deborah, battled addiction, leaving Floyd to grow up fast in a world that offered little guidance. Boxing, however, was his escape. At just 7 years old, Floyd stepped into the gym, a place where the harsh realities of life outside could be temporarily forgotten. Under the strict supervision of his father, Floyd learned more than just how to throw punches. He learned how to fight for his future. In Floyd's own words, "I knew I had to fight not just in the ring, but in life. Boxing was my way out." It was in those early years, surrounded by a legacy of fighters. The year was 1996, and Floyd Mayweather stood on the precipice of something monumental. As a young, undefeated amateur boxer, he had already proven himself in the ring. But the Olympics? That was a different kind of stage, a global platform where dreams were either realized or shattered. At just 19 years old, Floyd entered the Atlanta Olympics with the weight of his family's boxing legacy on his shoulders. His goal was simple: to bring home a gold medal and prove that he was more than just another talented fighter. But in the fierce, high-stakes world of Olympic boxing, the path to victory was never going to be easy. Floyd breezed through his early rounds, showcasing the speed, skill, and intelligence that would later define his professional career. But in the semifinals, a controversial decision would stand between him and the gold. Despite outboxing his opponent, the judges ruled in favor of Bulgarian boxer Serafim Todorov, leaving Floyd with a bitter taste of defeat and a bronze medal. The loss was crushing, but it was also a turning point. Floyd Mayweather was no longer just a promising young boxer. He had become a fighter who had tasted the sting of loss and vowed never to experience it again. In Floyd's own words, "I took that bronze medal and I turned it into gold. That loss pushed me to be better, to be smarter, to be more than just another boxer. It made me who I am." For Floyd, the disappointment of the Olympics wasn't the end. It was the spark that ignited an unstoppable drive to prove to the world that he was destined for greatness. In 1996, just months after his Olympic disappointment, Floyd Mayweather made a decision that would change the course of boxing history. He turned professional. With his bronze medal in hand, Floyd was determined to show the world that he was more than just an amateur champion. He was ready for the big stage. His debut came on October 11, 1996, against Roberto Aparica. The world didn't know it yet, but this was the beginning of a legacy that would last decades. Floyd's speed, precision, and defensive brilliance were immediately evident, but it was his ring IQ that set him apart from the pack. In the professional arena, where fighters traded punches for paychecks, Floyd's mind worked faster than his opponent's fists. Over the next few years, Mayweather climbed the ranks with an unrelenting hunger. He wasn't just winning fights, he was dominating them. By 1998, just 2 years into his professional career, Floyd earned his first world title, defeating the seasoned Genaro Hernandez for the WBC Super Featherweight Championship. The victory was a defining moment, a clear signal to the world that Floyd Mayweather was no longer just a fighter, he was a champion. But it wasn't just the titles that made Floyd stand out, it was the way he fought. His technique was a work of art: the shoulder roll, the constant movement, and the ability to read his opponent's every move. Floyd's defense was so flawless that some began to question whether anyone could ever beat him. "I make boxing look easy," Floyd once said. And in many ways he did. By the time Floyd defeated Hernandez, he had already cemented himself as one of boxing's brightest stars. But this was just the beginning. The world was about to see a fighter like no other, someone who would redefine what it meant to be a champion. By 2007, Floyd Mayweather had done what few in boxing could ever dream of. He became a global icon. But for Floyd, becoming famous wasn't enough. The goal was always bigger: to be the best and to do it on his own terms. That year, in what would be the most lucrative fight of his career, Mayweather faced Oscar de la Hoya. The fight of the century, as it was billed, would be the moment that pushed Floyd into the mainstream spotlight. The build-up was intense. De la Hoya, the golden boy of boxing, had a massive fan base and was considered one of the best fighters of his generation. But Floyd wasn't just a fighter, he was a master of mind games. As the fight went the full 12 rounds, Floyd showcased his unmatched defensive skills, outboxing De La Hoya at every turn. When the judge's decision came in, it was clear Floyd Mayweather had solidified himself as the face of boxing, defeating De La Hoya by split decision and capturing the WBC light middleweight title. From that moment on, Floyd's brand and persona were as powerful as his fists. He wasn't just known for his boxing, it was his flair, his confidence, his love for the spotlight, and the money he made. The name Money Mayweather became synonymous with success, but also with controversy. Fans either loved him or hated him, but no one could deny his talent in the ring. Floyd's career continued to soar as he racked up victory after victory against legends like Ricky Hatton, Juan Manuel Marquez, and Shane Mosley. Each fight was a new masterpiece. His defense was virtually untouchable, and his offensive strikes were calculated to perfection. By 2015, Floyd faced Manny Pacquiao in what many dubbed the fight of the century. It was the most anticipated boxing match in history. For years, fans had been waiting to see which of these two icons would emerge victorious. The result? Another Floyd Mayweather win, this time by unanimous decision. But it wasn't just about winning, it was about dominating. Floyd's undefeated record stood at 4-9-0, and with each fight he further distanced himself from the pack. And then, in 2017, came the spectacle that would cement his status as a global sports icon: the fight against UFC star Conor McGregor. A crossover event that would bring together two of the biggest names in combat sports. Despite McGregor's bravado and bold predictions, Floyd remained composed, weathering McGregor's early assault before finishing the fight in the 10th round, extending his undefeated record to 5-0-0-0. For Floyd, the number was more than just a record, it was his legacy. A perfect 5-0-0. No losses. No mistakes. He became the face of boxing, an unparalleled talent whose achievements and persona transcended the sport. As Floyd often said, "I'm not just undefeated in the ring, I'm undefeated in life," and with 50 victories, 0 defeats, and a brand that was worth hundreds of millions, Floyd Mayweather had truly proven that no one, in or out of the ring, could touch his legacy. As Floyd Mayweather's in-ring career wound down, he began to shift his focus away from boxing and toward something that had always been part of his planned business. For decades, Mayweather had carefully crafted his public persona and his career, knowing that the real money wasn't just in winning fights, it was in owning the game. After his retirement from boxing in 2017, with a perfect 5-0-0 record, Floyd began to step into the world of entrepreneurship and business ventures, all while maintaining his larger-than-life public image. The next phase of his career was no longer about gloves and punches, it was about branding and expanding his empire. One of the most successful and iconic aspects of Mayweather's business strategy was his personal brand. With the money team TMTMT, Floyd created a lifestyle brand that included everything from clothing lines and merchandise to a high-end promotions company. His influence was undeniable, and his brand was a goldmine. Mayweather wasn't just a boxer, he was a symbol of success, luxury, and self-made wealth. His ability to market himself and his lifestyle made him a household name, even beyond the world of sports. But Floyd wasn't just being a celebrity businessman, he had bigger dreams. In 2018, he made headlines once again by entering the world of digital currency. His partnership with various cryptocurrency platforms and investments into tech startups further cemented his place as an investor and businessman. Floyd wasn't just making money from boxing, he was diversifying his wealth and making moves in industries that promised massive returns. In addition to his entrepreneurial ventures, Mayweather made waves with his real estate investments, buying luxury properties around the world, and even purchasing a massive, multi-million-dollar mansion in Las Vegas. His properties became part of his brand, an extension of the extravagant lifestyle he had always promoted. Yet, even as he built his empire outside the ring, Floyd stayed connected to his roots. He continued to promote boxing, hosting lucrative exhibitions, and even stepping into the ring once more in 2021 for a high-profile exhibition match against YouTube star Logan Paul. The fight, although not an official contest, drew millions of viewers and showcased that Floyd could still draw a crowd, even when his best days in the ring were behind him. It was another example of his unique ability to turn anything he touched into a spectacle that the world would watch. Floyd's business philosophy can be summed up in one sentence: make money, stay rich, keep winning. He was never content to be just another retired boxer, he aimed to be the ultimate mogul. And with every business venture, every partnership, and every new investment, Floyd Mayweather proved that the Money Mayweather wasn't just about his fighting career. It was about the legacy of wealth and success he was building long after the gloves had come off. Even in retirement, Floyd's name remains synonymous with success. While many of his peers faded into obscurity after their careers ended, Floyd's ability to adapt, expand, and evolve into a business titan ensured that his name would remain in the spotlight for years to come. The world knew him as a fighter, but Floyd Mayweather had proven time and time again that he was much more than that. He was a true businessman, and his legacy was about more than just his victories in the ring. It was about the empire he built after the bell rang for the last time. Floyd Mayweather's career, both in and out of the ring, has never been without controversy. His undefeated record, the millions he's earned, and his larger-than-life persona have all made him one of the most talked-about figures in sports history, but not always in a positive light. For every accolade and victory, there has been a backlash, and for every success, there has been criticism. Floyd Mayweather was always a polarizing figure, someone who inspired both admiration and disdain. One of the most enduring criticisms of Floyd's career has been his perceived arrogance. His brash confidence and self-promotion, especially in the later years of his career, didn't sit well with everyone. Floyd's favorite mantra, "I'm the best, I'm the greatest, I'm the money," was seen by many as excessive, even disrespectful. Fans and critics alike often questioned whether Floyd's cocky attitude was genuine or just a marketing tactic. Regardless of the answer, it became central to his persona, drawing both fans and detractors who either cheered him on or wished to see him fall. But while his ego might have been part of the show, there were deeper issues that cast a shadow over his legacy. Perhaps the most significant controversy surrounding Floyd has been his troubled relationship with women and his multiple run-ins with the law. Over the years, Floyd has faced a number of charges related to domestic violence, including a well-documented incident in 2010 when he was convicted of battery for assaulting his ex-girlfriend. In 2012, he was sentenced to 90 days in jail for attacking his ex-girlfriend, Josie Harris, in front of their children. The incident left a stain on his reputation and became a major source of public criticism. Floyd's legal battles were not limited to just this one case. He's been involved in a number of legal issues over the years, ranging from altercations with fans to lawsuits over business dealings. His run-ins with the law have sparked outrage from those who believed his wealth and fame allowed him to avoid the full consequences of his actions. Many have criticized Floyd for a lack of accountability, believing that his celebrity status enabled him to escape the punishments that would have been imposed on others. In the public eye, Floyd's behavior has also often been seen as a reflection of his broader philosophy about money and success. Floyd has famously said, "I don't care what people think. I just care about how much money I make and what I achieve." This unapologetic mindset, while successful in many ways, has also made him a target of criticism. Many believe that his obsession with money, and the lengths to which he would go to show off his wealth, reinforced negative stereotypes about athletes and their sense of entitlement. Another source of controversy has been his boxing style. While Floyd's defensive brilliance is often hailed as revolutionary, many detractors have criticized him for being a boring fighter. His style, known for its emphasis on avoiding punches rather than delivering devastating blows, has drawn complaints from fans who prefer a more aggressive, action-packed fight. Many boxing purists argue that Floyd's technique, while effective, lacked the excitement that draws casual viewers into the sport. Yet Floyd remained unfazed, always arguing that his style was a reflection of his intelligence, not a weakness. "I'm here to win, not to please the fans," he would often say. And win he did, undefeated and unbothered by the critics. Floyd Mayweather's controversies, while significant, have never overshadowed his successes. In fact, they've often fed into his narrative. The media scrutiny, the criticisms, the fights outside the ring, these were all just another form of attention, something Floyd understood better than anyone. He turned every scandal, every legal battle, and every critic into a way to keep himself in the spotlight, ensuring that even when the headlines weren't about his victories, they were still about him. For all the controversies and criticisms, Floyd's legacy remains undeniable. He is one of the greatest boxers of all time, with an undefeated record that stands as a testament to his unparalleled skill, discipline, and strategic mind. His personal life, however, remains a complex and contentious chapter, one that has shaped his public image and left a lasting mark on his story. Whether loved or hated, Floyd Mayweather has always known how to stay relevant, and in the world of sports entertainment, that's often the most important thing of all. Floyd Mayweather may have hung up his boxing gloves, but his legacy continues to reverberate across the sports world and beyond. Since his retirement from professional boxing in 2017, Floyd has cemented himself as one of the most influential athletes in history, with a legacy defined not just by his undefeated record, but by his business acumen, his brand, and his ability to remain a force in pop culture long after leaving the ring. Though Floyd's career in the squared circle is over, his impact on boxing remains undeniable. He didn't just raise the bar for what it means to be a world champion, he redefined the game itself. Fighters now look to Mayweather not only for inspiration on how to win, but how to manage their careers and monetize their brand. Floyd's meticulous approach to controlling his own narrative, whether it's through Mayweather Promotions or his massive social media presence, has set the blueprint for future generations of fighters. But Mayweather's legacy isn't just about the business side. His contribution to the sport of boxing is just as significant. He popularized the art of defense, showing the world that boxing wasn't just about landing punches, it was about not getting hit at all. His mastery of the shoulder roll, his unparalleled ring intelligence, and his ability to neutralize the best fighters of his generation were hallmarks of his approach. Floyd made it clear that boxing wasn't about brawling, it was about precision, control, and strategy. Many of the fighters who followed in his footsteps, including Canelo Alvarez, Terence Crawford, and Devin Haney, credit Floyd for shaping their own approaches to the sport. They learned from his defensive style, his mental toughness, and his calculated business moves. Mayweather didn't just change the way boxing was fought, he changed the way it was viewed, too. Outside of boxing, Floyd's legacy is felt across multiple industries. His wealth and influence have allowed him to create an empire that spans luxury products, real estate, and investments in the tech industry. He became one of the first athletes to fully embrace the idea of transcending the sport he dominated and stepping into a broader world of business and entertainment. With partnerships in the world of cryptocurrency, clothing lines, and even media production, Mayweather has proven that the hustle never stops. But it's not just his financial success that has contributed to his lasting legacy. Floyd is also remembered for his status as a global icon, transcending his sport to become a cultural figure. His larger-than-life personality and constant media presence have ensured that Mayweather is more than just a boxer, he's an international brand. Whether it's through his lavish lifestyle, his social media posts showcasing his expensive cars and watches, or his involvement in high-profile exhibitions and events, Floyd Mayweather remains a name synonymous with success and excess. Despite all of his controversies, Floyd's impact on sports culture, business, and entertainment is undeniable. He redefined the role of an athlete in the 21st century, demonstrating that with the right combination of skill, savvy, and self-promotion, an athlete could leverage their talent into something far greater than just a career. Floyd's success isn't only about the victories he secured in the ring, it's about how he parlayed those victories into opportunities that stretched far beyond boxing. Even in his post-boxing life, Floyd continues to inspire and provoke conversation. As he continues to make sporadic appearances in exhibition matches, often against much younger and less experienced fighters, he still draws massive crowds and garners attention from around the world. His fight with Logan Paul in 2021 was a perfect example, two completely different worlds colliding in an event that transcended boxing to become a cultural spectacle. Floyd doesn't need a title belt to be relevant. His name alone draws attention, proving that the Money Mayweather wasn't just about his fighting ability, but his ability to create headlines. But beyond the controversy, the fame, and the fortune, Floyd Mayweather's true legacy lies in his ability to redefine what it means to be a champion. He was never content to simply follow in the footsteps of others. He forged his own path, created his own narrative, and turned the world of boxing into his personal empire. For future generations of athletes, he's a living testament to what can be achieved when talent, ambition, and self-belief come together. As Mayweather himself has said, "I don't want to be remembered just as a boxer. I want to be remembered as someone who made a difference. Someone who changed the game, whether you love him or hate him." There's no denying that Floyd Mayweather has done just that. He's a fighter who transcended the sport, built a business empire, and left an indelible mark on the world, one that will be felt for generations to come.